So,
Hello, my name is Kaja, and this is my
Juris.
Juris. We are from the show called Tattoo
Shop. So, today's episode, Tattoo Shop Talk. Tattoo Shop Talk on tattoo shops. What kind of shops are out there? Where have we been? What have we experienced? Where and why have we been? So
Yeah, let's start with the thing number one we want to start with. What we want to start with? Just
I can tell where I have been working. I have been working for around 8 years. I started in shop in England, then I worked in Spain, in Ibiza, then I worked in Latvia, then I worked in London, I think, in a couple of places. I've been visiting some shops around that area, and now I'm here in Denmark. So I and they all been a bit different kind of
How many
concept.
years?
8 years in total. So
In tattoo shops.
yeah.
Cool. Wow.
And yourself, young Kaja?
Sounds like a name of some weird
Jedi.
Russian car.
Russian Jedi.
Russian Jedi.
Young Kaja.
Cause I've been working 6 years in a tattoo shop, and I've been guest spotting a little bit, visiting some shops and seeing their work, how the shop works. So I've been also working with a lot of guest artists who come to this shop, so I got lucky with that, and I can hear a lot of stories from tattooers who own their own shops and can explain me some things I didn't know and shit like that. So it's man, it's cool.
The first shop I worked, that was straight on like walk-in shop. It's like
Where was it?
it was in England, not in London, in a smaller place. I don't want to go specific on names and shit, but it was like the place where you print out stuff, you pretty much do it straight away. I was working in the reception. I was helping a lot with these designs, but for that place, even like you put in a word, you write a name, you add star to it, and for them people it was already custom, because I think they have even more walk-in attitude in other shops. It was sort of advertised as a custom shop, but when they were asked for some custom pieces, some artists were keen to do it, some artists were upset to do it, because they used to just print out, stencil, get it done, get them dollars, well, the English dollars, and do the thing.
Money.
Yeah, so
Yeah, that's one type of the shop.
so that's like pretty much straightforward work.
Yeah, there was shops like that, walking shops who just focus on. I usually see people from parties going there, and then that's like when they don't give a fuck what they're getting. Isn't that right? Then there is.
That is correct.
Then. And then there is shops like shops for example for appointments only.
Yeah, that's
Like where are we? Like where else you worked?
well, like
Like what kind of experience? Yeah, you got.
you talked about party shops, so the next shop I worked was in Spain, in Ibiza.
That's the party shop.
And that's party shop, like
Full on.
like the guy, the owner of the shop, he's a good custom artist, but he lives there, and that's what their businesses are based on. When it's season, you get these groups of people who get their asses tattooed, like these Ibiza 2012 or whatever year is. They get club logos, they get party logos, so and you get these groups of people like just getting them done, or some groups of
But
girls.
they don't care. They come in and they just.
That's the fun. That's the vibe in that place. People go there. They're like, "Fuck yeah, let's get that shit done." Girls they all get inspiring quotes done. It's that kind of place. Oh yeah, I was working on reception there. I was helping with them designs, helping quickly set up stations so you can have them 5 customers just bam 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 bam.
A warehouse.
I was doing piercings. They were also like a souvenirs. They're like, oh, let's all get piercings done while we're here. The thing is there that like our shops, we were responsible, so we were always recommending to get tattoos done at the end of their holiday, so they don't go in the sea, they don't go into some crazy parties.
Exactly.
Most of them were like, no, I'm not gonna go into sea. And then you see him walking down the street with like towel this deep in sand. But you know, we explained them. But yeah, like you can also get a good custom piece there, and there were customers who were getting good stuff done. But the major vibe is this walking touristy, just for fun, for shits and giggles.
But did you saw some tattoo shops there? They were more serious, or not serious, but like appointment shops or something like that. Or that area is.
I think it's more like when it's off season, then they focus on more customer. There are some shops. There are some shops that are more like kind of appointment shops, but in that area, all the business is based on tourists. So. Yeah, it's off-season thing. Appointments is off-season thing, or just some custom pieces. So that's another type, the walking touristy type shops. Then the next thing is these more like commercial shops where it's based on customer service, and so everyone gets their work done as soon as possible. So you have artists available for walk-in, but you have artists who can do a custom pieces. So this would be like, where are we now?
A standard.
This is like the standard,
I guess.
The good standard shop.
Like I think when this shop started, it was more like a walk-in shop than it's now.
I thought it was more like custom at the very beginning. There was one artist and he was just preparing for the designs. I might be wrong.
No, there was one artist. As much as I remember, there was one artist who was working with his own customers, kind of, and then there were people coming and we did straight away.
Okay.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess seasons again. Summers are more for walk-ins. My memory is really bad, so. But yeah, it's been like really. Each year is a little bit different.
But yeah, for them types of shops we mentioned, walk-in, tourist walk-in, standard like commercial kind of shops, there's always good and bad things, and always the way to check it is like check portfolios, check the attitude, because there can be some shop which is just made for money making, and they will probably get artists who will do whatever for whatever. And the way you can check, only way to check it is just to check portfolios if the work is up to your standards, and check the attitude, so they're not like just saying for everything like yeah we can do it, just come in, we can do it. Am I right?
Yeah, you're damn right.
Damn right.
Yeah, I worked in Iceland in a shop where it was only appointment. Guest artists could get walk-ins if they wanted to, but there was only the location they had in the shop's location was completely like you can't get walk-ins there. It's in a space where no one sees.
Only by accident.
By accident, maybe some warehouse work, some carpenter or something could accidentally enter it. No, but a nice shop, and yeah, I mean, again, these shops have probably long lines, waiting list, and that's cool too.
Yeah, and that's the next level shop. They like appointment the shops where you have to get appointment, but it means that they good. It means that they have good artists. It means that there's
like
a reason.
Proved,
Yeah,
people with many years of.
They proved why there's a point to wait in that line. And yeah, that's for customers. It's all sometimes they get almost like offended that they want a tattoo now, and they're like, oh yeah, but I need it today. I don't have time other day. But it's where you should look what kind of shop you reach out to, and then there's different types, and there's walk-ins, and then it's price and quality, and you should check if that place where you go is up to your standards. Also, you can't demand like, oh, like show them the highest shelf work and say how much is gonna be that, and they will tell you the price, and you're like, oh, that's too expensive. Why it's so expensive? Because
you don't have to ask.
It's probably from different shelf of a shop.
Oh, exactly. If you're asking like why it's so expensive, it's a silly question. Like, what do you mean why?
Because this is how it works.
That's how it costs,
And then there's
and you can choose another shop if you don't like it. Yeah.
Then there's these shops where it's like appointments only, or they're almost like a private shops where there's tattooists working in their own style with their own customers. I worked with, I think we had few guest artists like that, so I don't have much experience with shops like that, so I can't really tell. But
Riga Stinda is kind of like an appointment shop.
It's appointment shop, but it's not private shop, I think.
No.
So there's these like, basically you have to get appointment to get in the shop. It's not where you get in the shop and you get appointment. You deal with tattooists. They will tell you what's gonna happen, but that's when you go specifically for specific artist who does specific style, and you know what you get and you know what to expect. But that's really not mine. Like, I have no experience, but if someone has something good to say about that stuff, or not good, well, if you don't have anything good to say, then fuck off, keep it to yourself.
I think if you're appointment shop, clothes shop, that's
private.
That's private shop. That's the next level.
That's probably many tattooists' dream.
Yeah, so you can probably trust that guy, and if you have to wait 1 year in line, that's even better. Tattoo will be more special for you.
Yeah, when choosing tattoo shop, so their works are important, their attitude is important, but if you're a customer, if you're looking for a tattooist, or if you're looking for a shop, it's also, you have to be careful not to fall for these like money making shop traps, because they often do these deals like, oh, you can book like 8 hours for this amount of money, which seems like a very good offer.
Not always it's bad, but most of the times
that's where you have to check, because that's why we started sometimes to add hours to our work, because like even they offer you them many hours for that price, but if you check that work what they do in them 8 hours, maybe is the same work that you can get in other shop in 3 hours, or so you will spend less time getting same or even better job. So that's why where it's good idea to ask questions and see like, okay, you have this deal, but what can I get for that amount of money in then hours, and then it goes back to portfolios.
I heard that they had, I talked with some people who experienced this, and they go to appointment and the session starts from the moment the dude meets the guy. That's when you start to count the hours. And the dude goes smoking cigarette. He's actually not prepared for design. He starts to fucking make design. Then in the middle of session, he wants to eat, and like in the end, it's like 8 hours in the shop. You've been sitting there for 8 hours, paying the same amount of money you can get in 3 hours, and you have rest of the day. It's
we charge for actual hours of tattooing, but That
We
that's
don't
that's
charge breaks at all.
that's what you should check. You should ask, like, what counts and what not. And another thing is a tricky thing, a trap.
Trap.
There's these a lot of these picture traps, and that's especially for shops, which is like a chains of shops. So they have, like, with one name, like 5 shops in a country or in a Europe or in a region. And they have maybe this one amazing artist or guest artist in one of the shops, and they post his work in all the other places. And if you see that good work from that shop, you might assume that all artists are up to that quality, but you have to make sure that you will get that particular guy.
A lot of people go around, go pass by the shop and see pictures outside in the windows, and they're like, "Oh, that's what I get." There is some commercial bullshit. Well, not always, but so that's why we're telling you.
Always check what's going on.
Check what's going on.
Check portfolios. Check the rates. Check what you can get for what they offer.
Hey, sometimes there's people who really appreciate what they get from these shops as well. So it's really up to you and what is your thing, what you're searching for.
Another thing is we had it in shops in London, for example, when we have this guest artist who's specializing in this, like, super realistic stuff, and people like their work, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I want to book with that guy." And I'm like, "Yeah, okay." They're like, "Oh yeah, I love his work so much. What would you like to get done?" And they're like, "Oh, I want this little writing." And we say, like, our other artists are also capable to do that writing, plus he don't really have time for that writing, and then they kind of almost get offended because they think he's arrogant or something, but he's booked for these big pieces, and just simply don't have time. And sometimes it's also like that's kind of where I work in reception as a managing who gets which customer, because not all artists are good with all things. So maybe if you want to writing and that guy is specializing in some realism or something, maybe doing all these lines and all that is not really that artist thing. But that's probably up to the person in reception to trust them, because like, not everyone can do anything, and maybe your friend got something done from that artist and it was good, but what you want is completely different thing. And then you kind of should trust, because in a reception my work is to make sure that the stuff you want, you will be guided to the correct artist who's best at that thing. So yeah, like
that's like
you also have a lot of experience where people kind of want a thing from somebody who's not doing it.
No, yeah. There have been some people who asked me do portraits or something, and I'm like, I've never done any portraits. It's like I can't just take and make it. I guess there is some people who do that. They like, fuck it, easy money, and you have to start somewhere if you want to learn it. But so that's why, I mean, you have to know which artist you choose and which shop you go. It's there
are good all-round artists, but that's rare.
Definitely.
That's rare.
Yeah, there is artists who can do everything, but I mean, still, you are the one who's choosing where you're going and what you're getting in. So it's really up to you how good tattoo is gonna be. So
check portfolios.
Yeah, and yeah, believe in God and when you go to the shop and ask the tattooer to make your design, you also have to be more specific about what exactly you want. You can't just throw a few ideas and hope that artist's gonna read your mind, because sometimes it's maybe you think it's easy to understand what you're saying, but it can get a little bit confusing, especially if it's a language barrier, or if you're traveling or whatever, I don't know. So I guess customers should
Yeah, like some specific like number of leaves on a tree or something.
Yeah, if you have like special dates or whatever, always just be sure if it's the thing you want there, and you have chance to say no, and if it's a good artist, he's gonna try to change the stuff if he feels that it's good for you, you know, and of course if you have a specific date, that should be there.
There's
So
always a chance of just saying
there is
no.
yeah, there's always, you can always turn around and go away.
Rebook. There's maybe other artists who's better with stuff.
Yeah, like yeah, exactly. And I mean, everyone is really smart after it's done, you know. Everyone likes to say, oh, this bad thing, you know. In the end, it's actually your own thing. Like, I know it's hard to accept it, but you chose, you went there and you did it, you know. So don't be surprised for what you're getting.
It's a bit modern thing, and I've never done it, but checking reviews probably is also a thing, because okay, if that shop have 3 good reviews, I would suspect that they're friends, but if they have tons of reviews, some of them good, some of them bad, read what's up and make your decision as well.
Exactly. You have to, that's a good way of checking.
If something bad will happen, people will definitely tell it.
I've seen it.
Yeah, so it's just reading through all of them and see and think for yourself, is that only friends doing reviews? If they're fair reviews, what's ups, what's downs? So
yeah, but like again, yeah, be sure like the reviews are
reasonable,
proper,
not fake.
Yeah, but it's totally, again, it's up to you, you know. And if you're gonna be smart, you're gonna end up with something you really love, like a new boyfriend.
Yeah. So I think that's it.
That's it. We did it. Whoop, 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 whoop. Which episode this is? Goddamn.
Wait. Let's make conclusion. So, if you're choosing a shop, find out what you want. What's your requirements? Find the artist you like. Contact the shop. Find out the price. Is it goes up to your standards? Check the portfolios. Is that price and that quality in your kind of what you're looking for? And don't fall for them traps. Go get a consultation. Email them.
Yeah.
Just double check on everything.
Don't rush it. Rebook if you need it. Say no if you have to.
Yeah.
You know, just
and most likely it's gonna be good. Like, there's a saying, don't judge book by its cover, but often you can say stuff by a cover. If you come in and shop looks like a shithole, it's probably a shithole.
yeah.
If it looks super fancy, then you can look more into things, because maybe it's just the cover what's fancy. That's where you go with portfolios, with attitude, with all that stuff. But yeah,
Talk with manager. Suck out information. He's gonna help.
if manager is a dick, leave
Get
that place.
Yeah, jump
Run
out from the
just
window.
run, just leg it.
Use your superpowers. Burn him with your eye.
Again, leave a comment. How do you choose a shop? What's important? What are the things you look in the shop? How do you find out that artist is good for you?
Yeah, damn, these comments, man. God damn it.
That's the future. God damn.
Can't fucking sleep at night. Only fucking follow me are there.
Awesome video. Check out my channel.
And soon we're gonna make something more interesting.
Subscribe. Hit that subscribe button.
Peace out. Watch yourself.
Peace out. Watch yourself. Touch the screen now. Touch the screen now. Thank you.
Old phone, man.
Old phone.
Holy fucking all the time someone's messaging me. Probably a doctor.
Wait. Speaking of old phones. All them fuckers with old phones. I'll take a picture of it.
This is how you talk. Show Talk. God damn it.